What is up, everybody? Welcome to Carl's Collects Comics. This is my YouTube channel, and it's all about me as a fan of comics, sharing what I've learned with my fellow fans and collectors. Thanks so much to all of you for being here. Welcome to Monday Hauls Live. This is our weekly web series where we go over the past week to week and a half's worth of comic book and pop culture pickups. Always exciting to be here. This is one of my favorite times of the week when we get to just hang out and talk about comics and the new stuff that we've picked up. Tonight, got a special guest. This is episode number 82, and this is not quite the return of Card Shop Reality. This is actually the first full appearance of Card Shop Reality on the Carl's Collects Comics channel. So I'm pretty excited about this. We were talking about this backstage. I thought he was on with me on one of the early shows, but it was actually on the Strictly Comics channel. So this is his first time being here. I'm very excited about this. We're going to get to chop it up and hang out, and Card Shop Ryan's going to be here sharing some reading recommendations, some books that he picked up, all kinds of fun stuff. Just a couple quick reminders here about the channel as we get started. I'm going to be coming to the chat in just a moment, but right now, coming up on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central. You know, Monday nights are not the only time that we do a live stream. We've also got a Wednesday night show called The Giveaway Show. And episode number 62, we're going to be talking about this new Marvel imprint that's going to be collecting all the 20th Century Fox characters under it. Man, and we're also going to be talking about some really cool mashups, stuff like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, one of my personal little-known favorites, Defenders of the Earth, and a whole bunch of other mashups that we've seen, Aliens versus Predator versus Everybody versus Everybody. But man, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So make sure you're also here with us Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central. I'm going to have the regular panel back with me. It'll be me, Paul, Weapon X, Mr. Collector, and Teresa Newell. We're going to be going through these different things and sharing some more reading recommendations because, hey, you know what? I've shared before, and I don't think I've shared it enough. I'm a huge fan of literacy. I just love the idea of people becoming better readers and stronger readers all around, just all the way around. Also, keep in mind that on Friday nights, we have Friday features. And yep, that's right. Finally, the long-awaited Top 10 Miles Morales comics to add to your collection video will be going live this Friday at 10 p.m. Central. That's right. I'm going to be sharing my picks for the top 10 Miles Morales books you should consider adding to your collection. These are fun pickups. I've got picks on there for every budget level. And hey, right now is a great time to be picking up some Miles Morales books because they have definitely dipped in price. So keep an eye out for that video Friday at 10 p.m. Central. If you're not a subscriber, that's the best way to know what stuff is going on. Also, you'll be one of the first to know when we start offering premium channel memberships here on Carl's Collects Comics. That is coming down the pipe. And man, I'm really excited about some cool stuff that we've got planned for that. Also, once a month, the last Friday of the month, I have started doing a creator interview. This is a podcast-style interview where I sit down virtually with a professional working comic book creator, and we talk about their path, their creativity, their inspiration, their current works, past works, future works, wished-for works, all that kind of cool stuff. This past month, we had David Pepos, who just wrapped up the second volume of Savage Avengers. I've been reading that in my off time, and that's a whole bunch of wacky Deathlock starring fun. Make sure and check that out. He's also got some books coming up. Hulk Annual Number 1. He's got the May issue of Venom. And then he's got a story in Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, all coming up this summer. Plus, he's got some other stuff he couldn't tell us about. But you can find that on the homepage of the channel under the creator interview playlist. It's the third now that I've gotten. Man, those have been a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to some of the people we've got coming up soon. Last but certainly not least, last thing I want you to be aware of, Pop Culture Power Show is coming to the greater Houston area. We're going to have some people they are going to have some people like Roy Thomas, Larry Hama, Andrew Wildman, Carlo Barbary, and a whole bunch of voice actors from the original Transformers and G.I. Joe cartoons, including the voice of Destro. I've got a few books that I'm getting pressed right now by Press Niche Worldwide, and I'm going to be getting those books signed that weekend. I'm also going to be there on site covering the event for the channel, shooting some footage, talking to some folks, seeing what trouble Paul is getting into, because apparently they gave him a volunteer shirt and pass, and there's no telling what's going to happen with Paul backstage at a comic convention. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to that. But hey, this is Carl's Collects Comics, and welcome to the channel. I'm excited to see you here, all of you that are hanging out with us already. Let's go to the chat and say hey, and then we're going to bring out Cart Shop Ryan and see what he's got for us this week. Let's see. All right, first, oh, there he is. He got the yellow trophy. Cart Shop Reality hanging out in the chat already ahead of time. El Green Machine, Larry Green. Hey, I've got some books that came in from him that I can't wait to share with y'all, but that's going to have to wait until next week. There I am, just saying hey to everybody. Horizon Picks, what's up? Make sure and check him out on YouTube. He says, thanks for the invite. Happy Monday night to all. Patrick Murphy, what's up? Good to see you there. I'm glad that you're joining us as well. Christina Payne, hello, how are you? Mary Jimenez, what's up? Good to see you as well. Christina Payne's reminding us, make sure and hit that like button. Smash that like button. That helps get the word out and let people know that we've gone live for our regular weekly Monday night live stream. Amazing Spider Flint popping up. You'll see him pop in from time and again. Always got some of the coolest books and slabs. Great collector, great guy, a lot of fun to talk to, and he's going to be joining us at some point soon. Jonathan Dodson, what's up? Tony Stank, good to see you. Brooklyn Born is there. Carrie, hello. Good to see you. And your guy, Ryan, yep, he is here. He is here. He's hanging out backstage right now. Southern Comic Geek, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. I need to have you on, Southern Comic Geek. We need to have you on here at some point soon. I don't like comic. What's up? Good to see you. He says, hey, from the East. Christina Payne. Oh, hey, there's Mr. Collector 123. What's up, Mr. Collector? Thanks for yet again that reminder. Y'all make sure and smash that like button. Let's see. There's Horizon Picks, Mary Jimenez. Everybody's saying, oh, hey. Izzyverse NYC Comics is popping in the chat. Hey, y'all make sure and check out last week's episode where Izzyverse made a guest appearance and hung out. Man, some great conversation about books and some stuff. He's a longtime collector. He just did a convention. He just released a video. I think his video this week was about Shazam at the box office. Man, I'm a Shazam fan, so I want to see what he has to say about it. Make sure and check him out. You can click on his comment here in the chat, and you can jump over to his channel and make sure you subscribe. He's got a lot of cool comic related content as well. Let's see who else. Brother John Comics, what's up? Brother John is a recent winner from the giveaway show. I think it was from the giveaway show. Yeah. What's good, brothers and sisters? It's good to see you, buddy. Horizon Picks popping up again. Hey, thank you to all of you, the almost 20 people that are popping in here to watch and hang out with us tonight. I know there was a whole bunch of announcements and stuff, but we've got a lot going on in the channel. Last thing I want to make sure and remind you about is if you tune into the giveaway show, which is Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central, all about promoting generosity in the comic community, you can win an exclusive Price Box sticker. The only way to get that sticker, unless Paul gives you one on the side that I don't know about, but the only way to get that sticker is by winning one of the giveaways. And then what you can do with it is you follow the instructions that come with the sticker, and you send that picture in, and then you'll be entered to win for a big slab giveaway coming up in May. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to mention that on all the shows so that you guys and gals all know about that. But it's fun stuff coming up. El Green, hey, what's up, buddy? You didn't miss anything. It's just me doing my opening spiel. It gets longer and longer with all the different things. But hey, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring him out, folks. Here is Mr. Card Shop Reality, a.k.a. Card Shop Ryan. Come on out.
Hey, thanks for having me, Carlos. I appreciate it. This has been a long time coming. We finally met up, and, hey, you're right. This is my first full appearance here, but not my first time with the Houston Click. Okay? Not my first time.
Yes.
My first appearance with the Houston Click was strictly episode 129.
Yep.
And you know what I'm famous for on that episode?
That's when you revealed your alter ego, that you are in fact.
I deny all charges.
Right. Well, hey man, we are excited to have you with us tonight. Real quick, let everybody know just a little bit about Card Shop Reality, like your home base there,
Okay.
and what are we looking at in the background? Tell us just a little bit about yourself and about that.
Okay. Well, I own a card and comic book store. I've been owning one since the 90s. Did that for about 10 years, from 94 to 2003. But before that, before Card Shop Reality was ever even considered or thought up by me, I was a collector. Going back to the 80s, I was a little kid fan. In fact, on my channel, I don't do a lot of content, but on my channel, I'm on the news collecting as a little kid, that kind of thing. So, but that's back in the day. Card Shop Reality, the way that the origin of that was, I'd closed my business, which was called Tigers Den Cards and Comics in the 90s. I closed that in 2003. And pretty much stayed out of the game for a while. And I'm in Bastrop, Louisiana. That's where I'm located, in Louisiana. No other store or comic or baseball card store ever came back up. Nobody ever opened one up after I closed mine down locally. And I'd had people approach me that would see me in stores or grocery store or whatever and say, "Hey, you're that card guy. You should come. You should reopen. We don't have one." So finally, after years and years of being prodded, they brought me out of retirement. And so I was thinking, what do I want to call it? And I didn't want to go back to the well and name it the same thing. So I was just kind of toying with ideas. And that's when I thought, well, why don't I just do a reality show based on how it is to run a card and comic book store? And I was toying with names, and I came up with the name Card Shop Reality. And I thought, well, that's kind of a basic name, that's been taken by now. So I did the old, the little internet search, right? And thought, well, this .com is going to be taken, cardshopreality.com. Boom, it was available. This was in 2016, Carlos. In fact, I'm coming up on the anniversary of that. April 4th, 2016 is when I created Card Shop Reality.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Man, well, very cool. Well, hey, let's go ahead and get things kicked off with showing off some of this stuff. El Green, I see you there in the chat, buddy. Just do the best you can, and it'll be what it'll be. So we're looking forward to seeing you pop into the chat, good buddy. And just a quick welcome to Farron Johns and Bottom Tier Collector. I see y'all hanging out in the chat as well. That y'all popped in just as we were getting going. But yeah, so let's jump right into it, shall we? So I've got a couple of pickups here, and then I'm going to do a quick reading recommendation that I've got. So, and then I'm going to pass it off to Card Shop Reality himself. Yeah. Hey, so what we do is for Monday nights is we just basically share what we've picked up over the past week. I have been following the new Justice Society of America series, liking it. So I've got issue number 3. This is just the basic A cover, but I'm really liking what they're doing with it. It's an interesting concept, and I like the execution thus far. So I'm looking forward to reading that, checking it out. There's a big deal going on with Shazam because the debut of the film, the sequel, just happened this past weekend. So they had released the facsimile for his first appearance in Wiz Comics, and so this one has been changed up. It's from February. It was originally February of 1940, but I do like that they changed it up. So the price box is different here, and then you can see the barcode down here at the bottom. So I like it when the facsimiles are changed up enough that nobody can get fooled on it, because I've seen that we saw that happen with some of the Marvel ones. So yeah, so pick this one up because I wanted to be able to read it and flip through it, and that book is very pricey. And then I picked up another copy because one of my local comic shops still had several of them there, and Zachary Levi, who plays Shazam, or the Captain, I think as he's going to be called now, he plays him in the movies, and so I'm a big fan of photo covers and having them in case I get a chance for the actor to sign the book. And so this Shazam, this is Shazam Fury of the Gods special, Shazamily Matters, #1. It is written by members of the cast, or parts of it are written by members of the cast. And it does feature the entire Shazamily on it, including Zachary Levi. So I went ahead. This one was as perfect gets. This is basically a 9.8 off the shelf. So I went ahead. I had a copy already, but I think it had a very, very small bindery tick on the top corner. So I wanted to just get one that was perfect. If I decide to get him to sign it at Fan Expo Dallas, that's one of the conventions I'll be covering this year. So there's that. So those are my 3 pickups for this week. I also do want to share. Okay, so I've shared about this book. I shared about it last week. I'm also going to share about it again because I did dig out the #2 homage, which I have. This is Traveling to Mars, #2. Obviously, you recommend this as an homage to the Silver Surfer, #1. And the neat thing about this series is it's about interstellar space flight. So they did go ahead and do an homage to some of the best Marvel cosmic covers for each of the issues. It's the cover D for each of these. And here's the neat thing. You should still be able to order the entire series from your local comic shop. They have not cut off printing on them. So you can still get all of these for cover price or less. So make sure, this just was a really poignant story. I like the dynamic with him, the mother, and just the comedy side of it, but also there's definitely a heart to it. So I've been raving about it for a few weeks. This and Sacrament have been my 2 big reads over the past couple of months or past few months. So make sure y'all check this out if you haven't already. It's a good story. And one of my reading recommendations for these next few weeks. So what's up to Serge Henderson? Good to see you there. Yeah, and I don't like comics. Welcoming him. So hey, I'm gonna go ahead and move it right along to Card Shop Ryan, and he's gonna share some of his pickups, which I think you are gonna get a kick out of. So here he is, Card Shop Ryan.
Well, the first one I've got to show, and Carlos, this is all one book. you already know what it is because we.
Oh yeah.
It. So I have to show this one first. This is my new pickup, if you want to call it a new pickup of the week. But yeah, it's the facsimile of the 129 Amazing Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have to show that one first.
He is stocked up.
I'm ready. And then to some older stuff, if it's okay for me to show some older stuff.
Yeah.
As a little kid, I used to love toys. The like Star Wars, He-Man, Superpowers, and Secret Wars in the 80s. I'm a child of the 80s. In fact, I'm going to put the link to Me on the News in '86. I'll go and put that out there so they can click that later.
Yeah.
Watch the replay. But yeah, I picked up, this is from Mr. Unknown. Mr. Unknown hooked me up with some Superpowers.
Oh, wow.
And then also got from him in an auction, boom, Iron Man #9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have this graded, but it's a low grade. I got that from T-Pain back a year or 2 ago. But I picked that one up. But yeah, Superpowers. Also, I think I got one of these issues from somebody else as well. But I don't have the full set anymore, and I'll get that at some point. And then Angry, I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to Angry Otter Comics. And he's based out of Texas, also, like you are. I got some Silver Age Fantastic Four from him this past week, and he shipped those off. So I got a few pretty good issues, and I was really happy to pick those up. So yeah, Silver Age Fantastic Four, can't go wrong there, right?
Yeah.
And that's about it as far as new books. I mean, I didn't show you this one earlier. Draculina #1. Yeah, not a Carlos book, you know. And then
Paul had one of those, but it was a different variant.
Okay.
I'll say that.
maybe a little
There's
more
a whole
risque.
different side of Draculina.
But yeah, and then of course this past week the timeless variant started hitting the villain
Oh
version,
yeah,
the villain version, and so those are coming out. That's those man, you got to pick those up if you see those.
yeah. Those are pretty. Those are nice. Very nice books.
But that's about it on the new end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, Mr. Collector apparently saw the version that Paul had. God have mercy on your soul variant. Yep,
Okay.
that sounds about right. All right, let me.
We'll give him a cookie for that. We'll give him a cookie.
I'm gonna bump it over back to me here real quick.
Yep.
I'm gonna show folks. So I've mentioned, I think over the past couple of weeks on the live streams, I've mentioned what I call stackable books, and so I was going to go and show some of those because these books are actually, these are not incoming. These books are actually about to be outgoing. They're going to be heading to my out of town presser because they are not time sensitive, and he's gonna press them and he's gonna ship them back to me, and they'll be doing different things. So I've talked about stackable books. To me, a stackable key is a key with a significant enough character that is anywhere in the $10 to $50 range, and that's what I consider. Obviously $50 is a lot of money, especially nowadays. So that can be a bigger book for some people. It just depends. But I like to point these books out because, as I'll share, most of them I did not pay anywhere near fair market value or what fair market value is right now. Now, one of the books that used to be stackable for me because they're plentiful, there's a lot of them out there, and the going price for them was in the $20 to $30 range about 6 months ago. And 6 months ago, I think 3 months ago was the last time I picked up about a 7.0, and that book, I got that one for well under what I think was a good, well under fair market value for that one. That ended up being a giveaway that is going to be heading to L Green, to Larry Green. But I did go ahead and keep 3 copies of it myself. So this is Booster Gold #1. Obviously, a lot more people have started seeing these now that he's been announced to get his own streaming series on HBO Max. These are there's a 7.5, a 9.2, and another 7.5, but none of them have been cleaned and pressed. So this used to be one of my stackable books. I would just go ahead and automatically pick it up because it was low enough in price to fit in my weekly budget. Maybe if I put back 1 or 2 like new comics, I could get a stackable book, and I was always okay with doing that. Because some of these books, like especially a character like Booster Gold that has a built-in fan base, and it's just a neat concept of a character with a tragic flaw. I just wanted to be able to snag these. So I have these now. Well, now they've essentially all tripled in value from what they were. So they're going to be getting cleaned and pressed, and I will be keeping one of them with me. But I'm going to go and press the others and get those either autographed and slabbed or just slabbed. So I'm going to do 3 stackable books real quick. So this character in this book has seen consistent gains in the value of the book, and I have always been a huge fan of this character. Him, Booster Gold, and Red Tornado have been huge. They were big characters for me during my formative years as an adolescent. So I remember the character. I enjoyed the character. I love the character design, his origin, his power set, and there's so much about him that it's just a neat concept. So I do have a 3rd copy, but it's actually a signature series slab because I got it signed by Al Milgram, who's one of the people that worked on it. Well, I have here 2 more copies of Firestorm #1. This is currently a stackable book because you can generally get these for anywhere in the $20 to $50 range. So I do recommend, if you don't have one in your collection, go ahead and pick one up because it's relatively inexpensive. I believe that he has the capacity to be a major character. And I'm not just talking about media usage. I'm talking about just in the comic books. If the right creator decides to utilize him, there's a lot that can be done with that character that I feel like some of his best stories nobody knows anything about. And so reusing those and doing more with them would be awesome. Another stackable book that I just on site, I will go ahead and buy it. The most recent, or one of the most recent, very high grade copies I got, I went ahead and bought it at full fair market value, which was I think like $40, and it was like full retail price, but I was okay with paying it because I love this character, and I'm going to be talking about him a little bit on Wednesday's giveaway show when we talk about mashups. But that is the Rocketeer. So I've got 3 copies. His first appearance was in Star Slayer #2, but he is the backup story in Star Slayers #1 through 5. And this is the Dave Stevens creation. You can see him here on the pinup on the back cover. But this is one of those ones that, you know, I've gotten, the most I've ever paid for one of these was $40. The other 2 were considerably less, even in high grade. So I do recommend picking this up. It's another fun character. And again, these are largely driven by nostalgia. It's not watching the market or trying to, you know, pick speculatively what's going to happen in the market. It's just, these are nostalgia characters that I fell in love with as a young person, and now I'm going ahead and picking them up. The last one, this is actually not a first appearance, but this is just an iconic cover. So Art Adams is coming to the city of Houston for a different comic convention. I'm going to be covering 4 comic conventions this convention season, and one of those is going to be here in the greater Houston area. And Art Adams is going to be coming here. And so one of my first big exposures to the X-Men was in the pages of Classic X-Men. So as an adolescent, I was picking these, you know, I was reading these and loving the covers. And the neat thing, for a lot of for most of the early chunk of the run, at least the first half, there's original backup content, including pinups, as well as original stories in the back pages that's not in the original issues. So you are getting original content and real story stuff happening in these. But I've always loved Art Adams' artwork. This cover is one that he did this. It is just a fantastic cover. Features all of the X-Men from that era in his distinct style. So, and the neat thing about these is that you can pick these up for anywhere from $3 to $5. They've started to tick upward in price, I think, as people have realized how cool they are. But I mean, the most you should pay for one of these is like $10 in high grade, maybe $15. But they're just really, really great. It's really great artwork. So I've picked these up with the hope of having him sign them. So yeah, those are some of my stackable books that I'm always picking up. Firestorm, what was Booster Gold #1, Firestorm #1, Star Slayer #2, and Classic X-Men #1. So make sure, you know, keep an eye out for those. What's up, Louis V? Good to see you. Oh yeah, absolutely. Horizon Picks. You know, that's the deal, is that the covers added so much, and they caught my attention because that was the art style of the time that those were being reprinted. You know, because McFarlane was coming into his own, Jim Lee was coming into his own. That hyper detailed look was becoming a thing. So really neat stuff. Let's see. Louis V says, "What's up?" Let's see. Let's see. El Green Machine says, "I really want to find 3 Superman books that had his origin in the back." Yes. Yep. That's true. There are Superman books that did have his origin. Let's see. Card Shop Reality says, "Firestorm was one of my favorite characters in Superpowers when I was a little kid." True. Yep. Same here. Let's see. Southern Comic Geek says, "I got Art Adams to sign that book at Fan Expo New Orleans this year. I've seen the Age of Apocalypse homage that he did that cover." No, I haven't seen it. I need to look for that. I had no idea. I didn't see one. Jonathan Dodson, "I like the new Rocketeer." I haven't seen much of it, but I'm really hoping for a big budget reboot, and I'll get to that on Wednesday. But there's some really great Rocketeer stuff that could be that could be done. They could do a lot with it. And yeah, there is a new series that dropped by IDW. I think it was a 4-part miniseries. I picked it up, enjoyed it, but I just want to see him on the big screen because I fell in love with the the Rocketeer, and Jennifer Connelly back in as a high schooler in, what was it, '91 when the film came out. And yeah, I mean, yeah, man, Jennifer Connelly. All the guys my age know that you know. All right, yeah, she was knockout in that. Let's see. Bottom tier collector says, I get sad when I see more and more dollar bin books with no intrinsic value just creeping into the $3 to $5 range. This hobby needs a low barrier to entry. True. However, I think that, even though dollar bins, like traditional dollar bins, are going away, I still think there's going to be tons of ways that new collectors and kids especially can get into the hobby. I know, like with my kids, like my son he has a short box in his room because he's got a fascination with Amethyst, the DC Princess of Gem World. But then he's also got some other books that I've been setting aside for him. He knows about some of them he doesn't. But yeah, I still think there's going to be ways for people to get into.
There, Carlos, if I can.
Yes, absolutely.
There is a way. There is an early barrier. There is a good entry barrier. It's called those True Believers books. Those True Believers. Those True Believers books is a great way for people to jump in and they can buy some big money key books for $1 or a couple bucks.
Yeah.
That is excellent. That is one way. The True Believers, and for that matter, the book I just showed earlier.
Yep.
You know about this? The facsimile cheap. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things I love about them releasing these facsimiles and dollar books.
And you can read it.
Yeah, both of them have. They both like DC and Marvel both have their own version. Well, and then Image does too. Image does Image First for $1.
Exactly, that's $1.
So you can get into these. Let's see. That is a link that shows that Art Adams cover. I think he was trying to share a link to it. Message it to us, Southern Comic Geek, and we'll get you set up on it. All right, so Ryan, I'm going to come back over to you and let you share a few more books and see what we got.
Yeah, you mentioned you didn't show any books from this character, but you name dropped him, Red Tornado.
Oh yeah.
First Silver Age Red Tornado.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's Justice League 64. So there you go. That's the first. Yep. But and you also mentioned the stackable books. Even when I was a young kid in the late 80s, early 90s, I was doing similar to what you're talking about, stackable books, stacking up books that I thought would be something down the road. Lobo's first appearance was one of those books that I always would buy, Omega Man 3. And because it was not an expensive book. Now it's becoming expensive, but it has not always been expensive. So that I think that one qualified as a stackable book for a long time. As far as that goes. And of course, most people are thinking, James Gunn is going to include Lobo because of the ties with the man that plays Aquaman, and him being pretty happy about that. As far as that goes. But we also got recommended reading. Carlos, I know you wanted me to talk about that a little bit. Anytime I'm on one of these shows and I get asked about books to recommend, I have to bring up Amazing Spider-Man, and I have to bring up the Kraven's Last Hunt. And because that's my favorite Amazing Spider-Man little storyline run. And that's in the mid late 80s also. But yeah, we're talking about entry level books. The reprints are readable. You can get in at your local comic book store, and it's dollar bin stuff. You can read the keys for cheap, and you don't have to invest a lot of money. Carlos showed the classic X-Men. The classic X-Men run. You can't afford, the early X-Men run. That would also work. I would say also the other thing was the reprints. While the reprints are not good as far as value goes, they're still readable, and somebody down the road they can end up getting to where, hey, we can afford the books now, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of my take on that. I think Carlos is having some technical problems, but I'm sure he'll be back shortly. Another book I didn't
can you hear me now?
Back? Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. No problem. I was hanging in there, man.
I am sharing right now. I am sharing the link to the chat from the Southern Comic Geek dropped in here. There we go.
Nice.
He shared it. He shared the eBay link because it's got some pictures. It's a 1 in 50 variant for Wolverine number 8, which is kind of cool.
My personal Art Adams favorite is the Long Shot. I love that Long Shot run, the miniseries. That's my favorite Art Adams. Is Long Shot.
Very cool. Let's see. Hey, what's up, the future Batman? He's popping in and saying hi to everybody.
Nice.
Let's see what some of these folks are saying here. Okay, so Southern Comic Geek says Jennifer is easy on the eyes. Yes, she is and was both. Jonathan Dodson says Jennifer. Yes. Horizon Pick says low barrier to entry. Go to cons. Definitely cheaper options. Yep. So all these convention season is coming. There should be a convention of some sort, and trust me, there's always going to be that guy that hauls in a whole bunch of boxes full of dollar. Well, he sells them for dollar books, but there's always hidden treasures within. I find them all the time. Lots of fun stuff, and that's the best time and place for kids and younger readers, newer readers to just dig through and find something that appeals to you. Find something that you like and pick up a few. And sometimes you can find whole runs and storylines in there. You can even buy bricks sometimes. A brick is a complete run of books from a set number to a set number, usually anywhere from 5 or 6 issues all the way up to 20, 30, 50, 100, sometimes the entire run. And you will pay for it, but the nice thing is that you've got all of them. But, some of us enjoy the hunt, so, it's up to you. So Southern Comic Geek, I shared the link out. Need to shop around. I found a bookstore that sells all their used comics for $1. That is a honeypot, and you need to go and dig through every back issue bin there, David Spider-Man Dodson. Let's see, Turok 1 and other Chromium books are my stackable book. True, yes. As you all know, MT never keeps less than 30-something copies of Turok number 1 in his collection. Always. I still have yet to have a single copy. L Green Machine says, I have Spider-Man Collectible Series Volume 1, 112, plus Amazing Fantasy 15, 1-2. Nice.
Wait a second, Carlos. You buried the lead there. You don't own one single copy of Valiant Turok number 1?
I don't.
And are you sure it's not in the Spec Gone Wrong box?
I am 100% sure it's not in there, because
you sure you're not using it as a drink coaster down in the living room?
I'm sadly no. I was trying to get one, and Paul snaked it out from under me, and I was so upset with him for that. He does that sometimes. If he sees me bidding on a book and he's around and he feels like being mischievous,
right?
He'll start bidding against me just to bid it up, just to make me pay more.
Got it.
And all right. Future Batman says Carlos collects. There he is. He's popping in the chat. Let's see. L Green Machine. Yep. # Paul's fault. Future Batman with some notes about the size of the screen. Let's see. Carlos collects. Yeah, there he is. Hey, what's up, TM Nerdy? What's up? Good to see you, buddy. Make sure and check out TM Nerdy's channel. He's got a lot of cool content on there. And check out his Instagram, too, because most of the time he keeps his clothes on. All right, Jonathan Dodson. Right, Jonathan Dodson. In the 80s, I got McFarlane books and traded them for the books I really wanted. Like I traded one McFarlane book for the set of Batman Year One newsstand. Hey, that's a pretty good trade. That's a really good trade right there. David Spider-Man Dodson says, I do. Found a $10 Appleseed comic book for $1. Nice. Bottom tier collector says, I got Turok 1 for less than $1. Every collector needs. That's true. If anybody wants to send me an act of kindness, Turok number 1, feel free to do so, because I will not sell it or give it away. It will go into a prized personal collection area of the person where my Zorro books are, is where it'll go. Zorro and G.I. Joe, those are the Viking, bury them with me. No, they're not really going to do that.
You know what, Carlos, you mentioned Zorro. I looked the other day in some of my recent books, like recent comics that came out over the past, say, couple of years, and they reprinted some of those 4-color Dell Zorro books, and I actually picked a couple of those up back a year or two ago. American Mythology.
That's it. That company there. They snagged the rights to reprint all of his stuff. Plus, they've also started releasing some new content. The only thing is that it's super difficult to come by. So I tried with one of my comic shops to say, hey, get me every Zorro book by American Mythology that comes out. Instead, I got some random American Mythology book that had no Zorro stories in it.
When that came out a year or two ago, I thought about you, and I thought, well, they're going to get all of Carlos's money, because they're coming out with those, and you're just going to go buy them for $3 or $4, whatever they cost.
Yeah, no,
you're going to gobble it up.
Every time I come across them, I go ahead and grab them. Because the thing is, I have all the Golden Age books, all the originals, but obviously I don't want to be taking those things out and flipping through them.
No,
not because of monetary value, because I have much more expensive books, but because of sentimental value now. Like the cornerstone of my Hispanic superheroes wing is Zorro. So I have a huge and growing collection of Zorro books, and I will get them cleaned and pressed at one point.
I did not read Zorro as a kid. I loved the show. Remember and that people pan it, but I don't care. I actually like the George Hamilton stuff.
Okay.
And a lot of people hate that, but I was a little kid. I didn't know any better, and it was fun and entertaining at the time. But,
that's what it is.
But I actually started reading some Zorro back, I guess it was in the mid-late 90s. Frank Miller, because I'm a Frank Miller guy. Frank Miller did a cover of Zorro for Topps, and I loved it.
Yes.
I loved it.
That's true. He did.
Yeah.
I've got I'm getting all the I'm picking all those up. I actually even found some raw, me, I love raw autograph copies.
I just thought of something else about Zorro. I wish maybe if I'm on a future episode, I'll dig up at my house and bring this in. You're going to get a kick out of this. When I was a little kid, I have pictures of me at Christmas time. Santa Claus came and they took pictures of me and whatever the toys were that I got from Santa. I have, and they're in the package still. When I was a little kid, of course, I opened them, but I have pictures of me with all the Zorro action figures.
I remember,
and like the horses also.
Yeah.
I have those pictures somewhere at my house in an album.
Yeah, he had that. It was like he was like a sidekick. That it was like the Zorro costume, but like in maroon and turquoise or whatever.
It was. I think they came out from the same company that maybe made the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. It was all of them, and this some of this is starting to bleed into the discussion for Wednesday.
Okay,
we're going to be talking about like mashups and like historical team, like not historical, but like era appropriate team up books. And we've seen more and more of them come, but I just really want to see a team up with a team, but including Indiana Jones, the Phantom, and the Rocketeer, because they're all contemporaries.
Okay,
they were all in their era was all in the 1940s.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you mentioned Indiana Jones. Those action figures also had the bow legs.
Yeah, they were the same. They were all from that same toy company. I can't remember who it was, but they all had like the same kind of joints and articulation and all that kind of stuff. I remember all that. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's if I had to pick, because I also do film and TV production.
Right.
But for me, a dream project would be doing a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
They all come together
with Indiana Jones, Rocketeer, and who did I just said him? Indiana Jones, Rocketeer, and the Phantom. And then there would be some other characters too, because there was others in there, like I think Flash Gordon might have been. Well, they did a cartoon of it called Defenders of the Earth from the 80s. Right. All the King properties, they brought them together, and okay, yeah. So we got a ton of chat. Yeah, everybody here is jumping on it because they see the nostalgia thing. Okay, so let's take a look at them.
Okay.
Okay, so Turok number ones are like a lucky thing. When I'm buying cheap books and I see it, I usually throw it in a pile. Yes, yep. That's what I literally never come across them. Horizon, never. All right, for good luck. Yep. Future Batman says, I'm at home, y'all. So what's being discussed tonight? Yeah, we're just going over comic book pickups, reading recommendations as well. Let's see, Mr. CS, can tell you to 5 favorites comics from back in the days of your life. Okay, 5 comics from back in the day of your life.
5, huh? Okay.
Come up with a couple.
I'm going to go Punisher. I'm going to go the Punisher miniseries.
Oh yeah.
Punisher miniseries, 1 through 4. No, they made 5.
I remember that.
Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, yeah.
I really like that Kraven's Last Son I showed earlier.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. There's so many.
What about the most iconic Daredevil storyline of our childhood?
Well,
are you a Daredevil or Born Again fan?
That's when Frank Miller came back. I liked it, but let me say something about that. When I was a bigger fan of the first Frank Miller run of Daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that one, I'll count Daredevil. I'll count Daredevil in my 5. And then I'm gonna throw Star Wars in, just because I'm a Star Wars guy. But that's kind of, and I'm gonna go back and watch this later and really kick myself for not adding something. Because
well, you'll just have to come on in a few weeks and update your list.
All right, I'll definitely do that. But yeah, I would say those are my 5 from the 80s.
Very cool. Bottom tier collector says, I want to slab my Turok number 1.
Okay.
Right? I think so. I wonder what the census numbers are on that book. Seriously.
I think it might be high.
It probably is. David Spider-Man Dodson says, Lady Zorro just dropped by American Mythology. Yep, that's true. Lady Zorro is coming out. American Mythology did come out with another Lady Zorro. Southern Comic Geeks, I have 209 copies of Turok. I'll bring you one. Dude, if you have 209, you need to bring me like 5 copies or something.
Or 1.
But yeah, that's a ton. Bottom tier collector says, what a troll collection. All right, Zorro the Gay Blade. Yep. Remember that. Bottom tier collector. I'm only 33, but I've seen some black and white Zorro episodes. I love the Banderas Zorro. I did too. I thought he was great. I love the multi-generational Zorro with Anthony Hopkins as the original, and then Antonio Banderas as kind of the new successor. That was a really cool one. Zorro the Gay Blade classic movie, correct? Yeah. Was anyone gonna say anyone like any Zorro toys? Yes. I've actually, you want to know what's crazy, Horizon Picks? I've actually priced them out on eBay. But I wanted to get a Zorro toy to display with my Zorro book.
But you need those two. You need those 2 enemy soldiers.
Oh, the guy.
You need those 2.
Yeah, I remember there was the skinny one, and then there was the rotund one.
You got to get those. I owned them, and I've got picture proof of it too. I've just got to find them. I got them when I was a little kid. Thanks Santa for that, by the way.
All right, Horizon Picks was gonna say anyone like, okay, yeah, he said, and then Lone Ranger for sure with the horses. Yep. Bottom tier collector says, what a unique team up. I think so. I think that the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen concept can be applied anywhere. Yep. And I love it when it gets done because it's just such a cool way to reinvigorate some old franchises.
And it'd be a hell of a crossover, and better than that Donny Cates crossover, by the way.
Yes. Oh God, don't get started. Oh,
we won't go there.
Yeah, no, I was griping to him about Donny Cates' crossover title, but backstage before the show. Yeah. The toys were put out by Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
That would be an awesome team up. Carlos is onto something here. I think I am, to be honest. Anybody looking for a complete run of Gru the Wanderer? Good price. Wow. Hey, Larry Green has got some books for sale. Y'all make sure and hit him up on Instagram. He does have some. I just picked up a ton of Punisher books from him. Really great books, and lots of them in really, really great shape. So y'all make sure and hit him up. Spider-Man Dodson. I love Gru. Horizon Picks, Watchmen. Yes, Watchmen is one of the ones. I've got my Absolute Edition right back here. Let's see. Mine were stolen. Oh, that stinks. Defining childhood books for me was Secret Wars. Yes, me too.
Nice. I love the toys. Here. The toy. Let me say this. I got a buddy in on this one. The toys for me, I loved Doctor Doom as my number one villain. And I know Kang is the big bad right now in Secret Wars and whatever's going on with the multiverse.
Yeah.
But I'm biased against Kang because of my childhood in the 80s. Kang was like a little throwaway character to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. He didn't have any big epics until recently.
Right.
You know, he was not a character that was getting his own mini series to be the big bad for team ups. You know, right. He just wasn't there.
Right.
So bottom tier collectors, there needs to be a Sideshow 6th scale Zorro figure. I agree. There is not a cool Zorro figure, and he would look so good too with the cape and the horse and the outfit and the sword and all that. Mr. Collector, bottom tier collector, you collect Hot Toys. Okay, so let me, Mr. Collector and Mike Bravo can tell you about their Lord and Savior Hot Toys. They will evangelize you. They've attempted to convert me, but not yet. No problem, Mel Green. We'll touch base. Let's see, bottom tier collector. I try to control my toy purchasing. I really only buy Lobo figures, but I would totally buy a Lobo Hot Toy. Gotcha.
Go. I showed Lobo earlier, first appearance. There you go.
Yep. Right now, El Green says Kang Hu.
There you go.
All right, David Dodson says heading to work, but we'll still be listening. Hey man, you have a good time at work. Have a good shift. You take care and be safe. And we thank you for tuning in with us. We are going to be wrapping it up in just a little bit here. Let's see, Mr. CSR. We love to see you more, and please bring original vintage pictures with your toys. Yeah, we love part of history here in Canada. Nice. Okay.
I'll do that.
Let's see. Jonathan Dodson says, my favorite story back in the day was the original Armor Wars. I have been picking those up as well. Very good book to be picking up right now. If you don't have the full run of Armor Wars and Armor Wars 2, get them.
When is that show dropping? When is it going to start?
Well, it got upgraded to a feature film.
Oh, okay.
So it got upgraded, so it got pushed back, but man, it's I'm telling you, Don Cheadle and the return of Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer, and then other rumblings I'm hearing. Let me
ask this without spoilers.
Yeah.
Does Punisher fit in Armor Wars?
I'm going to be honest. Personally, I hope not.
Okay.
I hope they don't introduce him in the MCU that way.
Yeah.
Unless it was something where he's like helping do a covert mission or something,
because he donned the big armor,
So I can totally see that at some point, but I think it's going to be that would be a big leap to do that. Okay, Mr. Collector is quoting scripture now. I walk through the valley of the empty aisles. I fear no evil, for they will restock.
Well, there you go. Look what I got. Look at this. Bring me up. Here you go. New Harbor Comics, 1986, Carlos. Jesus number 1. Maybe not his first appearance. I'm not sure on that one. I would put the Bible on that one. But
Yeah, no, that's what was that from? That was from what year?
1986.
Okay, okay. Very nice.
There
Yes,
you go.
I do collect Christian and faith-based comics.
Yeah.
I just bought a stack of the Spire Christian comics. Do you remember
Okay.
those?
Okay.
From a Facebook dealer, as well as the Crusaders, which was kind of a more extreme version. But I'm not going to get into that. That's
On a future episode, I will show Paul the Paul comic.
I have it here. I have
Right.
it here, and I've shown it to him before, and he just kind of shrinks away.
You should get Houston Click Paul to sign it.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not letting him sign any of my books ever. I don't care what he does. All right. Horizon Pick says, wow, I gotta go find my Zorro and Lone Ranger toys now. You need to. You need to.
Yeah.
Future Batman. Carl's collects all the colored emojis. Nice.
Okay.
Don Cheadle is coming back. Yes, he is coming back. He's confirmed for Armor Wars. They did upgrade it to a feature film. So I think they're really going to cast up some of those roles. I heard one name, and if they use him in it, it could be fantastic. I don't know, but I think it's a long shot, but it'd be interesting if they got him. The name I've heard is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Woo. But that would be something. But I don't know. I think he'd have a lot to overcome, from that version of Mr. Freeze that he played in Batman and Robin.
I feel like, Carlos, our childhood was robbed by not getting a Contra movie with Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Have you seen that fan art that they put together of the two of them in their prime doing that? Yeah, that would have been really sweet.
That would have been the movie.
Yeah. Bottom tier collector says, I hope we get a street level sub universe with Spidey, Punisher, Daredevil, and Moon Knight.
There you go.
Interesting. Very cool. Man, the cheekbones on that Jesus. Yep. Jesus.
There it is.
I know.
There it is.
The perfect hair and the.
There you go. He's gonna get the fish.
There he is.
Fishers of men, right?
As a kid, David and I got a comic Bible from the 70s. It's the whole Bible's a comic book. Yeah, hey, they've redone that. They've actually made that. So I have one on my desk.
They made treasury versions too, right? The big.
Yeah. It's the one I've got is called the Action Comic Bible, I think.
Okay.
Jonathan Dodson, I gotta say that sounds pretty cool. Contra would have been dope. Yep, true, very true. Still a good read, Dodson's. Great. Now we're bringing a T-800 in Armor Wars. Shaking my head. I don't know. I had heard it like a whisper of something a while back, but I don't know that it's actually going to go through. I think it would just be too much of a jarring shift.
Right.
If you have, but then here's the thing: Arnold Schwarzenegger is an underrated actor, and seeing him like. A better script and better director and a better Batman and a better Robin could have gotten a better Mr. Freeze performance out of Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that's a whole other video.
Carlos, back before the Marvel did movies, at least the big screen versions, not the necessarily Captain America wearing a helmet, a motorcycle helmet stuff. I'm not talking about those, but the big budget movies. I used to cast my own X-Men movie when I was a kid, and every time Arnold played Colossus. Every time.
Really?
I had Arnold playing Colossus. It just was perfect casting for back then.
Nice. Very cool. That's I mean, I could see it, but I think at a certain point he gets I mean, he would be the natural to play Colossus.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So, hey, we have enjoyed hanging out with you. Thank y'all so much for being here with us tonight. Big, huge shout out to Card Shop Reality, Card Shop Ryan for hanging out with us. Card Shop, do you want to do any final thoughts and shout outs as we bring
I put my link to my Instagram. You can follow me there. I'm always posting some fun stuff, and I don't do a lot of appearances online, but maybe try to once every week or two, and you can look me up on Instagram, add me, and you can check out my YouTube channel too. It's Card Shop Reality. I'm pretty easy to find. Very
cool. Well, hey, one more quick reminder for everybody. Pop Culture Power Show is coming up March 31st through April 2nd. It's right around the corner. You can go to pwrshows.com. I think my discount code is still active. You can get 10% off if you use Carl's Collects Comics. Plus, you also get a gift from me that you can't get anywhere else unless you buy it or become a premium channel member. So make sure that you check it out if you are planning on coming. I know a lot of this corner of the comic community will be in town for that, so it's definitely shaping up to be something of a family reunion for all of us that generally only see each other as little thumbnail-sized video screen representations. So if you're looking for something to do, this is a great convention to come to. The pricing is live, and it's a bit more than expected. So I'm just giving you that heads up. Not the passes, but the autographs. So yeah, that's just that. But it is what it is. I guess everybody's got to make their money. I've never understood comic creators, though, that charge extra money for certain books. And we do have a little bit of those shenanigans going on at power shows. So not a fan of it, but, it is what it is. So, use Carl's Collects Comics, save yourself 10%, and then you can use that money to get yourself a extra signature or something. And then also, just as a quick aside, if you purchase using my discount code, it does help the channel. We get like $2, but the bigger thing is that it helps you get 10% off your ticket. So make sure that you guys and gals are taking advantage of that. Thank you all for being here tonight and hanging out with us. Remember that we'll be back on Wednesday night with another episode of The Giveaway Show. We're going to be talking about all things mashups and team-ups and verses and all my crazy ideas. Hopefully an executive will be watching and decide to contact me and say, hey, how would you do this? Because I've got some ideas for them. But there will be episode number 62 of The Giveaway Show on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you're there for that. And then on Friday, top 10 Miles Morales comics to add to your collection. Some fun books for budget ranges for all budget ranges and all levels of collector to add to. And right now is a great time to be picking these books up. I just was on an auction and saw a slabbed CGC 9.8 white pages copy of Ultimate Fallout 4, the A cover, first print, first appearance of Miles Morales, go for an all-time low. It hasn't been that low in years. And so I would say be on the lookout because these books are out there. They are easy to sell. So now is a good time to consider getting yourself a copy of any of these Miles books if you're missing it. Again, thanks for being here for another episode of Monday Hauls Live. I'm Carl's Collects Comics, and I've been here with Card Shop Reality, and we have enjoyed this time hanging out with you. We hope to see you next time. Make sure you have a great night. Read those comic books, and be here for Wednesday's The Giveaway Show. Coming up Wednesday, 10 p.m. Central. We will see you next time. Y'all take care. We'll see you.